It's been a few weeks since G4TV did what they probably should have done months ago, damage control, because of what Frosk did to this company by going out and attacking the fan base, saying if you don't agree with me, it's just because you're sexist. If you don't like me, it's just because you're sexist. And it led to the complete and total destruction of the reborn G4. And as more details continue to come out, it seems like it's confirmed at this point that yes, this was indeed damage control, but it's a problem that really didn't need to happen, because if G4 had done something in the beginning, if they didn't have to fire her or anything like that because of what happened, but if they had simply decided not to stand behind somebody attacking their fans, but no, they decided to promote that. They decided that they were going to stand behind her and all the women at G4 when the entire thing was built on a lie. What killed G4TV? The full story revealed over here on Bleeding Fool. Newly uncovered information shows how Comcast reboot was ended by media baiting, poor planning, and the hubris of one Indiana Froskrin Black. Gamers everywhere sighed with relief when Comcast recently announced their plan to hamstring their shallow reboot of G4TV. In the original iteration, G4TV was a low-budget yet popular entertainment channel. Obviously, that really developed. We saw it get higher budget with different stuff as time went on for sure. G4's return would be in name only. And it's true, it felt nothing like the original G4, even though you had someone like Adam Sessler there. You had Kevin Pereira, who came back. He is gone now. Someone else who came back, Blair Herter, gone now. One of the vice presidents, well, he got out of there pretty quick after they took a dive bomb, didn't they? Not as bangable. Nothing would encapsulate the problems with new G4 better than the tirade which killed it. In January, just 3 months into the venture, Froskrin, the progressive face of G4TV, interrupted a segment about gaming grievances to give a 4-minute tirade attacking gamers. And we'll just play the beginning. You guys know these words, these 3 words that destroyed G4.
Sexism in gaming.
That was all it took. After she was in a console war discussion that went up on one of the channels, she was blatantly, factually incorrect about numerous things, which is whatever. That happens. Like, that shit happens, especially when you're talking games, especially if you get thrown in there last second, maybe aren't quite sure, you make a mistake, you make an error. But instead of admitting to that, like any of the male hosts probably would have done in the similar situation, no, she doubled down and she said, if you criticize me, it's because you don't like women. That blew up in their faces bad. Now, according to some new information that's out there, somebody reached out to me to say a very similar thing as well. This wasn't an approved statement. This rant wasn't something that people were really expecting. They just went with it. They were hoping that it might go viral, something like that. Well, it absolutely did, but not the right way. This stunt she pulled, she didn't tell people she was going to do it. She was supposed to talk about what she hated about Red Dead Online multiplayer, and instead, at the last minute, without telling any of the other hosts, switched the script on the teleprompter and gave that big speech, which created huge negative PR for the company. Shockingly, very little of the original harangue was organic. Even the audio and visuals, the seal clapping by Adam Sessler, and the screams of supportive banter, "Get 'em, Frosk," were pre-recorded for a different segment and added in post to cover up the stunned silence of the host, who said immediately understanding how damaging this speech would be to both their careers and the company. Now, in terms of that, this is the first time I'm hearing that. I guess I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but it definitely could be. When you go back and look at it and you look at what they did, it certainly could be the case. And you remember, they stood with her. Blair Herter, grateful to spend my life with a woman who smashed glass ceilings, honored to work with a woman like G4's TV's past and humans like Froskrin today. Proud to work at a place that makes stuff like this. If you don't hear the below, unfollow me and don't watch us. We're not for you. Of course, G4 has deleted that tweet supporting Frosk. What an absolute joke. And what a lot of the rest of this article details, there's things they tried to do. They tried to, after Frost complained about sexism in gaming, they brought in Amaranth for some sexually provocative stunts. But none of this stuff helped. They continued to drop and drop and drop. We watched them as they dropped several subscribers, 2,000 here, 2,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here. And it took them forever before they had a positive month. They even had to change the names of their YouTube channels. They swapped the X-Play and the G4 channels to try to stop the bleeding. Unfortunately for them, nothing worked. It just went on and on and on, getting to the point where they had no money. They could not sustain what they were doing because, simply put, what they're trying to do wasn't working. By March, G4 had attempted everything in its power to save itself, including hawking NFTs and bringing on sexy hot tub Twitch personality Amaranth to use her booty to shake ratings. None of it worked. In March, Roberts left the company. In August, G4 president Russell Aarons followed, and then 2 weeks ago, they announced their layoffs of 30 staffers. The source says the plan at Comcast is to fire everyone but 5 employees who will pick out which reruns of American Ninja Warrior to fill dead air until Comcast ends the channel. The next expected major layoff is likely to be at Adam Sessler. To be honest, Adam doesn't do a ton for them anyway right now, to be just like perfectly straight up honest. And Frost, the last straw for her was when they fired a bunch of people because of her, and we know what happened. Let's play some games, yo. I survived. This did not age well. She also got ratioed to hell in it. Here's stats, got 1,500 likes, but 2,200 responses to 600 likes. Everyone in the company knew Frosk was to blame. This enraged Comcast employees, including her supporters. Soon she was kicked out as well, with my source noting that being so tainted as unlikely to land any future gig is gaming commentary or news. And this even details that one of the reasons that Frosk wasn't fired is because some people shared her politics. We showed the Blair Herder tweet earlier. The G4 debacle clarifies the arrogance and failures of modern news and entertainment, as few media failures have. Now, this article does, have some similar info that I've also had some info that I have not got from a source who, as you guys notice, like I've had a couple things. I'm not a guy who breaks news or anything like that, except when Frosk was fired, I did come out and make a video before, 9 hours before it officially happened. But this has been a disaster for them, and it's actions they should have taken well beforehand. Not necessarily just to fire somebody, but the damage control. What the damage control should have been and could have really saved G4 is if they came out immediately and said, hey, our hosts are free to have their own opinion. That's not the opinion of this company. We're not going to stand by her while she's attacking the entire fan base. That's all that needed to happen, and things could have gone on. Things could have been successful with them. They're at a lot of overhead. I don't know about their business model, but at the end of the day, G4 is the cause of their own downfall because they refused to stand by their fans and instead stood by activists and SJWs that they hired. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.